Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for the S&P 500, and this is a daily close. We're gonna take a closer look on the 1 hour chart, 15-minute chart, what happened today, what it might happen in the next few hours and even tomorrow. As well, we're gonna take a look a little bit fast on the Nasdaq. So as you can see, today on the Nasdaq, we said, okay, we're still continuing toward the downside as after an impulse as well. The same for the S&P. We are looking to an impulse toward the downside, giving us the answer that we have finished, of course, a correction here under the level, corrective level for a wave C, which it should be 1-to-1 fib level taken from the A to the B to the C here. And then, of course, meaning we're still looking for the low to take. So basically, we have finished 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. We might, of course, expect continuation for lower prices. An overall view here, you have potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, maybe, but I'm not really convinced so much with this wave here as a wave 3 because we're looking 1, 2, and 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5. Meaning this was your wave 4 for this impulse, which it can be invalidation. And therefore, we transform this to W, X, and a Y, meaning your W is kind of like a zigzag toward the downside, your X is kind of like running flat, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe to finish a zigzag here as an impulse, correction, impulse. So we can call it even ABC. It's not necessarily to be a WXY, by the way. It is an impulse, correction, and impulse here. So basically, we can call this as an ABC zigzag toward the downside, since you have here potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, meaning this can be your A, B, and a C correction after having also a 1, 2, sorry, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah, this is your wave 5 extended correction, and of course wave C. Meaning 3 waves up after 3 waves down, you're looking for an impulse simply toward the downside. And of course, you started with the wave 1 of your impulse here. So we're going to see, of course, how the things are going to unfold. Um, in a bigger view here, we have, of course, why we might get a 3 waves, yeah, in potentially 3 waves, because you have 3 waves down, potentially for W here, and you have 3 waves up for an X, and of course, maybe you're looking here for 3 waves down towards the downside as a structure zigzag. It might hit, of course, the blue box, but this blue box is for an expanding flat. And we are expecting, of course, 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5 to finish actually here. I'm not sure if that is gonna turn to. Now the choppiness of this wave 3 is a little bit not convincing, as I mentioned. Therefore, I always take precaution considering both case scenario A, B, C, or W, X, and a Y. In case we are in a wave 2, we're looking for a bigger wave 2 here potentially. You might hit the 0.38, which is the minimum requirement for a wave 2. What do I mean with this? In bigger picture here, we're looking potentially for 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, right? Your wave 4 is transforming here to running flat or WXY for lower or even expanding flat. However, with an expanding flat, it gives a little bit higher potential for a wave 2, right? And then moving towards the upside. So maybe later on, not now, I might change, of course, this scenario to double 1, 2 here. 1, 2, and then 1, 2. Yeah, in case we dive deeper. Yeah, so basically, I'm not really convinced as well yet with it. Well, a better price answer would be given later on, but of course, I mean, in both case scenarios, this is a correction wave. The following of it is gonna be the same, but a better answer is gonna be given later in this move toward the upside. Yeah, if it is extended much more than this one, therefore, okay, higher potential goes for wave 3, double 1, 2s. Yeah, so currently, at both case scenario, we're looking at the same correction wave at the end. So this is the idea. But basically, I'm looking for now at least to hit step by step 1.38 and 1.618 and retest, reanalyze, of course, the market. Yeah, we have to wait and retest it. We might get rejection if we see, of course, 3 ways up continuation toward the downside. Therefore, yeah, it might not be what we are looking for here as an expanding flat turning into running flat. It might be something else, meaning a bigger W, X, and a Y as well. Correction, and it might be something like a wave 2. And yeah, don't forget that this is gonna be our signal for a recession. The same as for Nasdaq. If you take a look at Nasdaq today, we have also expected a move toward the downside, therefore, because of the impulse, and of course aligning exactly with the SPX as well. So potentially we're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toward the downside. It might be an impulse, a big impulse, or it can be, of course, as a zigzag, or it can be a wave C here for an ABC, or continuation simply for this scenario that we see in a bigger view, W, X, and a Y. Yeah, so in a wave Y, we're looking here potentially, or in ABC expanding flat. Your expanding flat, of course, here is the following targets at 17K, 16K, 0.5. Now the confluence is close, of course, between them, so we might see some target around the 17K, 70K to 100, I would say. And yeah, this might turn as well as a bigger recession. Yeah, so what I mean with it, the signal of the recession is also given here in validation of this bullish scenario where we are looking to this uptrend. And if the price hit it here, it's not allowed, of course, to interfere with the zone 1, meaning there is no impulse anymore, meaning we might even take the low. That's crazy, right? So it might turn all of this into a corrective wave. Yeah, it's gonna be a double move toward the downside as a recession, guys. So we have to really be careful with it if this happens. However, until that time, of course, we're gonna analyze 100 times. But yeah, we're gonna see the reaction here first, and we estimate, of course, if we are going into a big recession. So right now, the trend is toward the downside. We're expecting the same for tomorrow. However, don't forget that you're gonna have a 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. You might have some retracement here as well. So we have also to keep this in mind. That was it for Nasdaq and SPX. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one.